Hi, how you all doing? Let's have a talk about this universal basic income, which has been touted around for quite a while. It's been talked about in the US. Canada have talked about it. Canada have said they're looking about £18,000. And the way I see this, pretty much a lot of countries are on the same plan, if you will, or following the same agenda or the same game plan to build back better. And the way I see it is it will pretty much come out in the UK and they would follow suit. Roundabout, I would have thought, again, going off what Canada's saying, around about £18,000. Now, before you start cheering, this is how I see that this will go. Um, I think that they would like a lot of people to be on this because they can implement plans that they see as a better future. Now, for them to sort of carry out these plans to sort of get there, I think they would need to do more lockdowns to sort of ensure that people was desperate enough, if you will, to sign up for this. So I think more lockdowns would ensure that more businesses had gone to the wall, more people had gone through the savings, more people were sort of desperate, more people would see the rising prices and realise that the normal job seekers allowance, what we have in the UK, and the universal credit isn't enough. So I think they would welcome then with open arms this universal basic income and see this as absolutely fantastic. But the way I see this is if they plonked this money into people's accounts, and they don't like at the moment this sort of divide between the haves and the have-nots. They don't like that maybe some millionaires have got 5 houses and a boat and all the rest of it, and other people are homeless, and they see it that they want to try and sort of level this up a little bit, that people are more sort of on an equal footing. So if they plonk this money into people's accounts, um, again, the way I see this is there is going to be some people who would draw that money out and they would maybe give it to the drug dealer, or they would maybe go down to the local shop. They'd be buying a bottle of vodka, they'd be getting some scratch cards, they'd be buying some cigarettes and all the rest of it. There maybe would be another part of people who would think, do you know what, enough's enough. I'm going to organise myself a little bit. I'm going to save this money up. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to look at some stocks and shares. I'm going to see how I can invest this money. I'm going to buy some gold or some silver or some Bitcoin or whatever this is to get myself in a good position. Now, if that was allowed, I think you'd be looking at 10 years or so from now and you will be back with the same haves and have-nots, because there would equally be people who'd made themselves millionaires from this, who'd done pretty well, and there would equally be people who was still scratching around. So I don't think that they would allow this. I think in the fairer system as they see it, which to their minds the fairer system would sort of eliminate the riots, or eliminate the anger, or eliminate the sort of look at them, they've got all this and I've got nothing sort of scenario. If they keep everybody on a level playing field, then that would eliminate that problem. So how would they go about this better system? The way I see it is they would not allow you to draw money out the bank, because there is a possibility, as everybody knows, of people drawing this money out and this going to, like I say, the drug dealer. Or people might think, I don't trust the banks, I'm going to draw out as much as I can and I'll shove it under the mattress and I will keep this because in a year or so from now, maybe you have a plan to maybe go to a better country, or find a country that's not part of the reset, or move away to somewhere better for you and your family. And by sort of stockpiling this money, you would see this as like the way forward, if you will, to try and get money out of the system. No, the way I see that is I think they will block that. I think they would say there is no cash withdrawals. You cannot be withdrawing money, and they could go down the road of trying to help you as they see it. that this money is dangerous, this money's a health risk, this money's spreading the virus, this money's killing you. So that's how I think they would spin that one, to sort of block the cash withdrawals. And also, they don't like you having cash withdrawals, because I think they would see that as they need to track you a little bit. They won't like you to have this cash. They don't like you going to shops that they don't know nothing about. They don't like you doing your own thing. And again, I think we will be on this system that the money is just controlled digitally, and again, no withdrawals. Right, now what other problems I see that we perhaps have, or they see that we will perhaps have, as in the where we are now. Now, everybody knows that they always see obesity as a big problem, because this obesity, to some extent, causes a drain on the health service. Then these people aren't able to work because they're not well. Then they have health issues. Then maybe because of these health issues, that sort of affects how they look after the family. So while we're doing the Build Back Better, it is possible that they will go into, I think it was World War II, where they used to have the ration books, and you could buy, maybe in those times, 2 loaves of bread, 1 box of eggs. So I think you going with your universal basic income card, if you will, and go and buying a load of chocolates and donuts and all the rest of it, I would see that being blocked. I would see that as like, you can maybe have 1 bar of chocolate, you could maybe buy 1 lot of cakes, you could maybe buy 1 packet of crisps. I think there will be a block on what you could be buying, because I think they would see that again as building back better, and a fairer system for everybody. That again, there's not the people who are overweight or heading into diabetics or heading into obesity, which again is a problem. Other problems that they maybe see that we have is alcoholism. There's way too many people, as we know, who maybe are just fed up with life. Maybe they drink, maybe they like to have a drink at weekends, maybe they, there is cases obviously where people have been pissed out of their head, where they've abused their partners, where they've abused the kids, where they've got into a car, where they've caused a crash, where they've killed people. Again, I think that will be sort of eliminated as much as possible. That again, there will be alcohol purchases blocked, or certainly restricted, that you could have maybe so many bottles of wine, and that's your lot for the month, and you're certainly not squandering this money, and you're certainly not buying whatever you feel like. Also, I think the same with cigarettes. That could certainly be blocked or restricted, because again, I don't see them just standing over this money just as a free-for-all. I just don't see it. And I think for people trying to go online, or maybe people trying to buy the PlayStation games or Xbox games, again, I think there will be massive restrictions on what you're buying here, or what they see as a good thing. Everybody knows when we went into all the lockdowns across a lot of the countries, everybody knows that they shut down the corner shops. But it was fine to go to Walmart, and it's fine in the UK to go to Tesco, and it's fine to go to the range, that's all right. And obviously they're like Amazon, because this is part of the plan as well, I guess, or one of the acceptable businesses. So maybe it's all right for you to use your card at Amazon, and it's okay to buy stuff from there. But I think, again, if you try and go online, or you try to go to certain shops that they see as not suitable, or they see as like not part of the plan, or they see as you trying to divert and do your own thing, I would see that again as no. And I would see that as maybe, again, certain shops are blocked, that they would not want you spending there. You would need to stick to the regime, if you will. They talk a lot about steering people in the right direction. So to me, steering is, again, not just doing your own thing or having money in the bank just to do what you like with. I would see the steering as a little bit more like cattle, where you'd block exits, and you sort of have to go that way, and there is no two ways about it. So whether these ideas come in straight away or whether certain more restrictions will be added further down the line, this is certainly how I could see this going. I don't think you would have a choice in what you're buying. I think it will be very, very limited, and I think they would see this as a good thing. And again, it will be passed on as like, this is marvelous work, we're rebuilding the economy. But the way I see it, it would just be more trackings, more controls, more like them deciding for you, more like them trying to get everybody to live a healthier and better life. They've already said that there will be people eating less red meat. And if you go by that theory that they decide people are eating less red meat, then again, I could see that as where they're going with sort of the rations, that maybe they see it as like, we can't keep slaughtering more animals and we can't keep breeding more animals for this. And this is, again, not good for people to eat too much red meat. Again, I could certainly see blocks on this and certainly see restrictions. So I think you might say, well, who's buying the chocolate then? Or who's buying the alcohol? I could certainly see that for a while it is maybe okay for the people who are working, who maybe work as a firefighter or work for the NHS, who actually still have their wages to sort of buy what they want. But I think, again, I think these restrictions would sort of come in and be more and more sort of commonplace for the greater good. Who knows? I think that this is a way that they would see as better, and I think they would decide for us. And none of this would be good news, and none of this, I think, would help, because we need capitalism. We need people to be withdrawing this money to some extent. We need people to be sort of thinking for themselves. We need people to be creating their own businesses and little shops and sort of getting ahead. This, everybody sort of stuck on the system or waiting for the money to go in the bank is not helping anybody. And I think it would just lead to more and more anger, more and more people being fed up, more and more suicides. I do not see this as an answer to anything. And I think a heck of a lot of people who have got addiction issues with either drinking or smoking or whatever it is you're doing, I think a lot of these addiction issues, if you cannot try and get on top of this before these sort of measures happen, I think there's going to be a lot of people in trouble here. If things are suddenly cut off, what you've enjoyed or what you've liked, then this really is not good. And I think it just creates, again, more problems from what they see as the solution, which, to be honest, anybody trying to make a solution for you is never really the answer that they think it is. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care of yourselves, and bye for now.